Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is the Top Delinquent Chapter 21, and this one is titled, Bet You Didn't See That Coming. Yes, Yin, he said confidently, still staring at your wardrobe. I understand this is all very raw, still, but whenever you are ready, I'm ready. But how did you organise this? You asked, still in awe that he had organised a whole-ass court case. You quickly finished changing and told him that he could turn around, so he did. I come from an influential family, he said as he pushed his glasses up onto his nose. I have connections. Damn, Iida, I'm impressed, you said as you grabbed your shoes and sat down on the side of the bed to put them on. He smiled and waited patiently for you to stand up again. Okay, let's go, you said. Wait, I just gotta make sure my parents aren't home because, well, you're a guy and you spent the night in my room, so, it's perfectly fine, Yin. Iida said comfortingly. I understand. Okay, you said as you smiled up at him. He blushed. Your genuine smile caught him off guard. You walked to the door and softly pushed it ajar, listening through the crack for any noises downstairs. All was quiet. Mum is usually out at work by now, and Dad is out drinking, so it should be safe to leave the room. If anyone was home, I'd hear some noise at least, you thought as you beckoned for Iida to follow you out. You tiptoed down the stairs and made it outside safely and headed for school, talking comfortably as you went. As you two got to the school gates, you saw DF coming from the other direction and abandoned Iida's side to run to her. The two of you embraced, hugging like it was the last day on earth. Are you okay? You whispered softly as you pulled back from the hug. She nodded at you, glancing at Iida as he approached. Yeah, she said softly. I can't let this plague me forever. It's time to move on. Hell yeah, queen shit, you said proudly. Then you remembered Iida was standing right there beside you. Oh, queen stuff. Dude, doesn't sound as good, DF deadpanned at you. Frick, sorry, I just wanted to say queen shit, you pouted, looking at him from the corner of your eye. If I am not present, then it does not bother me, Iida said calmly as he turned and continued on to the school grounds. You didn't say anything but just watched him go silently. So when's the wedding? DF leered quietly. The hell? You hissed, looking back at her. No, it's not like that. Why are you so in denial? She moaned. Just kiss and fall in love already. Ugh, you pouted, pulling a disgusted face. Love. Screw love. Love isn't real. Iida is real and he is love, DF said authoritatively. I thought Shrek was love, you replied deviously. Ugh, you're haunted, she replied with a grimace, the two of you falling in step and walking into the school grounds together. That day a lot of people came up and asked if you and DF were okay, assuming that you were just really sick in hospital, and you played along and assured them that you were fine. Iida kept a close eye on the two of you, moving people along if he felt like they were asking too many probing questions, or if he could see that DF or you were becoming physically uncomfortable with the attention. Is Iida like your personal bodyguard now or something? DF asked rhetorically at lunchtime. He's been super protective of you. You shrugged. Well, he kind of did see, stuff. So he knows what we went through. He's just being nice, you said dismissively. No, dum-dum, he likes you, she deadpanned. Why are you so stupid when it comes to this? Excuse me, you enigmatic piece of foam, you replied. What? You heard me. No, but what the hell kind of an insult was that? That was a friggin' Iida insult. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, she replied playfully. You two are perfect for each other. Ugh, you groaned, taking another bite of food and ignoring her comment. She smirked and looked back down at her lunch. I support it, so don't worry, she commented dryly, before eating some more food. You shook your head, trying to look displeased, but deep down you were happy that you had her approval. Mrs. Craig wasn't giving up on her ship, and the minute you two were back at school she recommenced the buddy program. Iida, Yin, I need you both to stay back and clean up the bookshelves in the library. There are so many books out of place. What a disaster, Iida said with earnest horror. You snorted and smacked your hand over your mouth and nose. This is no laughing matter, Yin, Iida said strictly as he looked across to you. All books must be in their allocated spots. You burst out laughing and doubled over.
I'm sorry. It's just, I just can't take you seriously. Seriously, they're books, you cackled.
He remained straight-faced as you cackled away in your seat, legs splayed out as usual. Book order is no joking matter, Yin, he said sternly. You laughed even harder, so hard you wheezed a little.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
You laughed, fanning your eyes rapidly to try and calm down and stop the tears of laughter from streaming down your face. Thank you for bringing this grave matter to our attention, Mrs. Craig. We will see to it that the issue is rectified in a timely manner. You lost it again. Yin, honestly, pull yourself together, Mrs. Craig said sternly.
My god.
You wheezed, hauling yourself out of your chair.
Okay, let's go, before I pee my pants.
Your language is so vulgar, Iida said softly as he got up and followed you out of the office. Mrs. Craig smiled and shook her head as she listened to your chatter disappear off down the hall. Oh, that Yin reminds me so much of myself at her age, she thought as she opened her drawer and pulled out some papers to send off in a fax. As she stood up, her shirt rode up a little, revealing a skull tattoo on her hip to the empty office room. If only Yin knew I was the class delinquent that married the class representative, she thought with a knowing smirk as she tugged her shirt down again to hide her tattoo, and then headed over to the fax machine to send reports. And there is the end of chapter 21. Stay tuned for chapter 22 coming tomorrow.